Down and out in the back of Beyond. He is playing with titles. Ideas come and then they dash away like minnows at the water's edge, and then reassemble a few steps in front of Marlowe, but remain elusive. That's how it was for him walking the beach that fronted the Royal Bonga. Marlowe was a South Seas man, but as a writer, not a Conrad Marlowe, not a rugged adventurer. He liked resorts with cotton sheets and good food, more a Somerset Maugham type. Berth in a port, a few weeks, give a literary lecture, charm the locals, bridge at the club, attend amusing outings open-eared to local gossip. A collector of stories in which W.S. would leave out no scandalous detail about his unwitting hosts. A charmer, but a bit of a dick. Oh well, he was Maugham. "How's the book going, Marlowe?" It was the painter. "Slow," said Marlowe. "Lovely light, though," said the painter, "even in the wind." "You bet," said Marlowe. He loved the characters he met here, eccentrics that made him feel at ease, and the light was something. He stood with the painter. They'd become friends over these many day-end encounters. A stiff gust, a tropical squall, puffy clouds morphed from one form to another, a goddess, a dragon, a whale. In the distance, an island sheeted by faint rain. The painter works while Marlowe shifts from canvas to sky, adjusting to the painter's vision, sees cloud faces he missed before. The artist's hand moves fast, slashes of black as a sudden swarm of frigate birds dance in the wind like prehistoric dinosaurs. The ragged painter has a wisp of the romantic about him, and Marlowe, not one to pry, assumes the cruise boats that anchor once a month buy enough art to keep him in supplies. "Okay, here it comes," says the painter. "Wait for it. There it is. The red. Look at the birds dancing that red." Marlowe bought the painting, $50. It was only some time later Marlowe was told that the painter was not a vagabond, but was the elusive retired tech visionary that owned the next island over and came across in the afternoon because of the spectacular light. True, not true, you never knew at the Royal Bonga, but the staff was impressed that the painter condescended to speak to Marlowe. Months later, Marlowe was looking at the painting. He had to admit, it made a damn good book cover. The red, the orange, the electric blue. Marlowe even appropriated the title the artist had given it. Frigate Birds at Dusk. Another year, another book to write, and Marlowe was back at the Royal Bonga. And, as usual, the book was going slow. In Tonga, he was in an underwater cave, and when he came up for air, he was looking at two Russian oligarchs who slipped off their yacht and were looking at him holding spear guns. They were friendly enough, as it turned out, but the encounter was memorable. He could use this somewhere. In the back of Beyond, you never knew if the people you came across were running the world or running from the people who ran the world, those who made the money or ran off with the money. Probably 50-50. It was right then at the Royal Bonga he first saw the man with the golden tan, and he knew there was certainly a story here. Marlowe wore a full bodysuit and 50% sunblock, and this man was toasty rich bronze in only a Speedo. The chest hair was thick and white on burnt gold, a throwback to another age, Gianni Agnelli or Aristotle Onassis. Here, no one got too friendly. Privacy was the point. Some banter might be exchanged over sunset cocktails at the bar, but in front of one's villa, such boundaries were not crossed. As the golden one stretched out in his lounge chair, Marlowe crossed his eye line to get to his villa, and they chatted amicably. Later, on another riding break, Marlowe again dipped his toes in the water's edge and could see the man talking into a laptop, running the world from a lounge chair looked fun, and assumed they would have another chance to speak the next morning. But the next day, he was gone, and the cushion from his lounge chair removed by the resort staff. Back at his desk, knowing he and the Golden One would not be sharing intimacies, his mind went back to the Russians with the spear guns. But he wasn't in the mood for them. Bring on the femme fatale." And so, in his notebook, he wrote, "Her room was wallpapered to match the cat. When she saw me, she said, 'Aren't you just the cat's tonsils?' I said, 'I'm not that kind of cat.' Turns out I was. Who knew?"